Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Rafael, for this really long, nice presentation. It was the bio I gave it to you back on the internet, and I read it. Okay, looking at the assisting on the presentation of Public Room, I say, okay, it will be really easy for me to talk about today about multi-sensorial TV. I thought before coming here, I say, okay, let's go there and try to convince them that we can really implement and we can really deal with in the broadcasting area or something like really naive maybe about multi-sensorial. And to do this, to enable this, as you can see in my presentation, there are two other keywords. One is the Internet of Things, which is actually a really on-the-edge technology. Now we're talking about a pervasive number of communication of a lot of objects able to be connected to the internet to provide some services according to their capabilities. And can you mute it? Yeah, can you mute it, otherwise it gets loop? Okay. And is it, in fact, our enabling technology that we use to try to implement multisensorial ideas, multisensorial media. And another keyword is smart home. We are in a world now that everything is supposed to be smart. We had a phone, now we have a smartphone. We had a TV, now we have a smart TV. Now we have smart vehicle, smart environment, smart everything. Well, we like smartness. We want you to have smartness, and because you help us our smart living, we want to live smart. So there is something that, of course, we are dealing with, and we are comfortable. I mean, I'm comfortable in it. Mm-hmm. Where should I point? Not only Poppy had the problem with this.
You have to say Alexa next.
Okay. Okay. You're right. Maybe let's start this way. Let's get started. Try to have a look and a mind on what was our life in the 90s. Okay. That was a kind of our smart home, maybe our home. So we have a guy in the sofa. Hopefully, we all like to stay there having a pizza and drink on the sofa, watching our TV. Maybe here we have a TV. We have a fan of hi-fi sound. Try to put really speakers, good speakers. We had a kind of fan for refreshing during the hot time. It's not AC. Here beside you can see on the side somebody using gaming. So we have a multi-view. Okay, this was our multi-view. This guy was a fan of music. Is a metal guy. You barely see here. This is Dickinson here. Maybe it could be Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden. Maybe I don't know. But what was our technology? A lot of cables, a lot of different interface. People trying to be, to have an enriched experience. If we start looking our life now, this could be a good picture. We are lucky here. We have two people talking to each other. The other one are focusing on what is a screen. The fruition of a media, maybe watching mail, gaming, or this is a TV, maybe. In this time, it's a TV, but it's doing something else. Maybe just putting images just to make the stylish living room. So, I mean, there is, in the 25 years, there has been a really big change, And now we live in, could be a smart environment. People, there are people doing business. They are Bosch, Grundig. They are developing Samsung. They are developing furniture for home living. Washing machine, intelligent washing machine. So the technology is advancing in the smartness sense. Stopped again. Alexa. I'm trying to get suggestions from. Hey Google. Okay. Okay, it's a changing landscape. I mean, starting here from the beloved Steve, they provide us our first tablet and the iPhone at the beginning, then became a smartphone. Their introduction of the social networks, the web 2.0, the change. As Poppy said, I mean, we are sharing emotion. We're not only having, we are producing. Now we're in the era with the smartphone, we go live, so we do broadcasting, we are broadcaster. We go to live streaming and everybody is watching a concert with the smartphone, putting light before we have a candle, now we have the smartphone, and then we are grabbing and sending live. So I mean, it's really an evolution. It's a change in landscape, and we are here. I mean, as a broadcaster, we are here. We defining Ultra 4K. We try to cope with this technology, giving smartness also to our technology. It's an evolving TV landscape. I see we have Ultra HD, we have HDR, we have 3D, but if I go further, we have light field vision, point clouds. I mean, there are screens, the holographic is developing screen where we can just move and see the depthness without any eyes. I mean, the light field is maybe a new technology. Maybe it's not mature now, computational too much, but it's something we are looking forward to. Also to have always an immersive experience, which is really, really important in this. Sometimes, yeah, we are good, but we're going back to the future. This guy, when he has his hair, he says, okay, finally, I invented a remote control. Nobody would go there to change. And now, wow, I invented the touch TV. Come on. 50 years ago, we tried to avoid this, and now you want people to get there. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, this is the evolution. When we start evolution, we never know where we end up, no? I mean, something that we didn't like before, now we like it. That's okay. The other word was about smart environment. We talk about smart environment. This picture, it's clear. We have a lot of scenarios. Security, transportation, industrial, retail, healthcare. And our idea, the idea I'm proposing is in between the two here. Smart infrastructure, the smart home, a smart consumer and home, smart home. So we will work and we will propose a solution right in here. What is a smart home? Oh, yeah, the ability, we want to have control in everything. Stay at work, we buy our smartphone maybe or tablet to be able to control whatever is going on. We control our car if it's okay, everything is okay. We control the heating, and then we control, you can see here also, with audio system. No, always the TV, the entertainment is over there. I mean, we are in between this environment. We are smart, we have our smart part. We want to contribute in the smartness in this. What about the IoT? I won't go in deep in what the IoT is. I mean, IoT is just a protocol that allows objects to connect to internet to provide data information, a collection of big data, according to their capability. It can be just a sensor, it can be something more video cameras. But somebody has his own properties, his own ability, it provides information. And we have to deal with a lot of million, trillion, billion of information with the big data science. What is good here? You can see in this picture, I mean, we have the TV, I mean, the laptop connected to the TV, to the toast bread, the fridge, the machine coffee. Everything is connected, having provided its own information and allowed the environment to be smart. We're talking about smart living. Here we don't have a smart pet. Maybe pets are smart, but we want to give them the opportunity maybe to be connected to internet to provide information too. I have a friend who's developing with his startup the smart pet for the dogs. I have also, in the place where I come from, there are a smart spin-off of the university who's developing smart plants. The plants we talk, we have a social network of plants. Plants said, okay, it's too hot, I need water. Maybe the other side, in the other building, there is somebody like me who needs the same. So they connect the reactor, say, okay, have you got your water? Yes, so please tell to your owner I need water too. It's really real, I can give you the address. But this is smart. For sure, and also in the presentation of our keynote, great keynote we have, is we are in a user-centric world. The user is the king, the user or the queen, if you want. In a sense that we are immersed in something and we are developing technology for us. We are in the center of the user, and the user needs to be the core part. So we develop, the technology has to be developed, as Poppy said, to ourselves, to our future view. We have the opportunity to drive this, we have to think about and focus on this. I think, my opinion, agreeing with Poppy. What are experiences? Experiences are multisensorial, as Poppy said. I mean, now we're talking about TV. Normally, we are used to talk about sight and hearing. Audio, video transmission, that's it. But we have you have 5 senses. We have scent, smell, we smell. We feel the haptic ones. This is really something that needs to take into account, because immersive technologies means stimulate everything we can stimulate. And this is even more true if you think that we are, normal people, normal-sized people with all the abilities. We have ear and sight. But there are people with different abilities, I used to say. They don't hear really well, old people, or they don't see really well. Why don't we develop a technology to provide them different experiences? Because the haptic experience could be enhances their experience. For us, could be, maybe it's annoying, I don't need it, it's something I don't need. But to do broadcasting, to do television, it would be great in our idea to provide broadcast the information available, and to give the opportunity to who is not really able to exploit the functionality of 4K, 8K, HDR, to be able to experience new performance with our technology. So it's a kind of social duty that we can think about also. This to be smart also. This is a smart environment. What about the multisensorial media? This is it's not our idea. It has been developed in the past 10 years and studied, but for different applications, mainly for gaming application. People want to really experience good things in a different context. The idea was just to stimulate other senses than the audiovisual. So other than hearing and sight, to stimulate the audiovisual. What we have here, we have the audio video, we have the effects, light, temperature, wind, motion, scent. We need to find a way a semantic to code them, to send it to processing terminal, which will be able to reproduce a media render, audio video normally, and to add different effects. How? By means of the actuators, able to act switch on, switch off. And this can be implemented in different, hello? Okay, thanks. Can be implemented in different way. This is an example. Here, there is a group of researchers, mainly working on the Dublin City University, Gabriel Miramontean, who is one guy involved also in the broadcasting, who is dealing with the multi-sensorial and ad hoc system. There is a guy, John Monks, who's doing his PhD. He's completed his PhD, tried to understand the effects of the actuators and to implement this kind of multisensorial media. Here, you have barely a simple fan connect with an Arduino board to be controlled, switch on and switch off. And this is 3 fan, they're able to reproduce 4 different kind of scents. Moreover, this is a haptic jacket. You can wear it and feel the vibration. And finally, this is my friend John Monks, experiencing 3D videos with glasses, with extended audio, with the fan here, with the sound here. So they have been studying this kind of configuration, which is, as to me, is not a normal video on TV suitable for broadcasting. This is an ad hoc solution. Somebody wants to go for gaming, wants to buy this. 5 years ago, Philips produced also a consumer for that, but then they dropped it because they didn't sell it, in fact. I mean, it's the opposite side of broadcasting. Broadcasting has to have a message to send to everybody. They're able to perform the data and to use the data. This is really a ad hoc system, able for geek people want to play his own game, having a different experience, or rich experience. So the solution we propose is a bit different. By the way, the good work they have done to them is they study the synchronization issue about the effects. And what they come out is that, for example, for the haptic media, for the jacket, the media could be represented and presented with a delay of about 1 second behind the video content in order to be acceptable for user. If you get later, you feel some differences and you don't enjoy the experience. Concerning the airflow, we have a bigger time. For example, it can be released either 5 seconds ahead or 3 seconds behind the video content to achieve a acceptable level of experience. About a sense, we have a time flow really large, up to 20, 30 seconds. So we're running and then we put the smell and people can enjoy this. They didn't like it. Gabriel said, oh, I couldn't stand there when they do it, because if you like it or not. But that's another word. It's about experience, the quality of experience, subjective tests. Our approach, also there have been some standardization activity. And these standardization activities, they are surprising because, they are societal motion picture and television engineer where Bill Eisner, we know he just been elected on the board. Congrats, using LinkedIn. And they develop a standard. They force in a standard for broadcasting haptic and tactile information, together with audiovisual information. So somebody also in the broadcasting area is starting to be to think about this. Tactile internet, it's other part of research really cutting edge now in that moment. Also, IEEE developed or start with a working group, the 1918.1 Tactile Internet, a standard working group, and they started and consider as a use case live haptic enabled broadcast. So how to extract automatically from a live scenes, for example, for sports, and able to transmit this kind of information. So there is something ongoing also in a broadcasting area. And it's, for us, it can support our studies. What we propose here is a different solution, a different approach compared to the one proposed by Gabriel and at DCU. We want to use what we have in a home, the technology enabled for the smart home, the IoT, and we want to, let's say, let the furniture on the playing with the TV, without any ad hoc system, but just using what we have. This is the architecture we are proposing, and I'm trying to now briefly describe this. What we use, we have our 4K TV, and we use, in our case, a PC with a high quality video board just to be able to reproduce fluently 4K, because we need to test it, and we cannot just plug it on TV and need to test it. We're using, to reproduce the airflow, just the fan of the AC. Everybody has home the AC, more or less. So there's something in a smart home, everybody, it's most likely if somebody has the AC reproducer. We use the vibration as the haptic effect for smartphones. Everybody has a smartphone. I now have a smartphone here. Maybe you have it in your hands. Maybe you have it in your pocket. And that can give you and enrich the experience. And we use the concept of smart lights. Philips is already developing the RG smart lights that go down, goes up, depending on what is the light condition outside, inside, and helps people living in the room. We implement this in own property solution using a platform, we call it Lysis, which is in fact a platform we develop and is composed by 4 layers. And the idea is to virtualize every real world object, so decoupling what is the software part with the hardware part. The connection could be Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, or cable, depends on all the protocols that we already know for the internet access, which is really important. Then the virtualization layer is able to with the standardized interface, to also interact with upper layers The microengine is kind of orchestra director, is able to control all the virtualization of all the real object that we are using. And there is a multi-sensor application media that really control and send the information we need to provide in a centralized way. Well, yeah, as to the FT rendering, in our case, we just control the remote control of the, sorry for the play game for the name and the word. We're using an Arduino board to control the remote control IR system in order to switch on, switch off the fan of the AC, the wall AC. We put the light behind the TV. This light changes according to an application which run on a smartphone. We put the smartphone in front of the TV, changing the content, the luminance of the TV will affect this, and the transmission will change also automatically the light over there. There are already some new smartphone with included embedded light that they can use in this. But this was another solution. And just we use so far a two common smartphone without vibration, typical for every smartphone. Synchronization issue. Using the virtualization, using appropriate software driver and Arduino board, we are able to virtualize the object and to include it in a software in a platform. Using a typical MQTT data protocol over various communication system, this allowed us, with low latency, to ensure what is the latency less than 1 second, which is right below the most stringent, which is about vibration. So using this technology and the virtualization, we could meet all the requirements and constraints imposed by the multi-sensorial. This was a shot of the live test environment. We set up, we put a video, you can see the phone in front of the TV. Once you get the lights, you could drive the lights to have a rich experience compared to normal ones. What was next? We wanted to see if there is real enrichment or people likes this or not. How could you do this? In fact, we collect a set of people. We put in front of in the lab. We try to run some tests and try to see what was the response, the result we achieved. We based everything on a minimum opinion score. So we plan a subjective test assessment. What is the minimum score? The likely level of satisfaction of a service appreciated by an average user, where average has to be selected opportunely. So we'll perform using reliable and reproducible condition. For sure, it's a subjective evaluation methodology. We put people in front of the TV. We give them a chart or an application to score. The score can be categorical, or if you want, the score could be numerical. Okay, really easy mapping about this. Okay. So, okay, do you like it? No. 1, bad. Do you like it? Great. 5, excellent. This is our subjective evaluation. The subjective evaluation is something not really, it's tricky. We cannot do it the way it comes. We have to follow rules. Fortunately, there are the recommendation by ITU about this. So we didn't do anything so random, but we just follow the rule, the guideline. For sure, as I say, it's a delicate mixture of ingredients. We have to test the lab environment, select the test material, the methodology, select the subject, material presentation, how to present it, how to define the rate, provide them a survey when they can express their opinion about, a suggestion about the new technology. And also we have to analyze the data statistically, because the statistical analysis of the data is really important to eventually next develop models, for example, objective models that can reproduce and predict this. We rely to different ITU recommendation. The ITU P910, 911, BT 1788, and BT 513. How to run tests for assessment. So we follow this guideline. According to this, we come up with a layout that you can see here. We have the sofa. We assess with a pair of people, put at a distance which is 2.58 the height of the screen. We put the tripod behind. We have the airflow in front, and the bulb lamp right behind the screen. This is a shot of our laboratory. We set up a lab. We want to set up a living room. We put also the curtain there, tents. We try to make the experience as familiar as possible for assessors. The QI lab at our university is 4x4, 270 meters dimension. People sit there and enjoy, watch the TV and assess the quality. What about the test material? Well, we select 10 different kind of sequences with different resolution, from 4K to HD. Different bit rates, different category, action, sport, documentary, different duration. We add to each audio video different effects. This is light, this is airflow, this is vibration. Depending on the content, we could add or not some effects. What is important that we did this manually. Apart from the light, which is an automatic extraction, in the 20-second, we have software, producing software, where we add the vibration at the right time, or we add the fan at the right time. So this is an issue, of course, but this is also a challenge. The standard are developing how to extract automatically this feature. So it can be something that can be really interesting in the future for research. But at that time, we want just to assess if it's worth or not doing this before thinking about how to do it. We had 40 participants, 31 males, only 9 females, various backgrounds, for the age from 22 to 50 years old, and an average of 32. We present the test sequences using the single stimulus continuous quality scale. What it means? Sequence, 5 seconds of gray, express your vote. Other sequence, 5 seconds of gray, express your vote, up to the end. Okay? This was the way we wanted to. At first, we show all the 10 video to the audience to get familiar with it. So they knew what it was. And then, so they knew what to expect. Adding the effect, they could evaluate if the effect is good or not, if it's bothering or enriching the experience. That was the aim. Every assessment was about 20 minutes for each participant, and then we give them a beer just to thanks, cookies, otherwise we'll be, I know, you have to buy them otherwise. But 20 minutes, it's enough, it's enough. After that, we asked them to fill in a survey. Improvement in the sense of the reality or not. If the sensorial effects are distracting, they could be. The grade of the light in the fruition of the multi-sensorial media. The appropriateness of timing of the effects we implemented. The impact of each effect on the overall experience. We need then to analyze the data. We rely on statistical classical approach where we assume the score distribution is close to normal distribution. We detect and remove the outlier using the personal correlation coefficient with a threshold of 75%. We evaluate the MOS and the 95 confidence interval. This is the rule that we use for the confidence interval, the MOS, and these are the value of the equation over there. This is a standard way to select in a normal distribution, remove the outliers, define mean, average, standard deviation, and extract correlation about this. With the MOS, with the person coefficient correlation, we remove 8 outliers, which is about 20%. They answer were totally different compared to the other. So maybe they're the freaky ones, or maybe the other are the freaky ones. But it's a common way, no? We try to do the majority if it's working or not. These are the first results, and the MOS for each sequence. As you can see, the MOS, which is also the confidence interval, which is far here is the confidence interval. This is the MOS, the average MOS that we achieved for all the sequences. I mean, in general, it's good. I mean, about 4, 3.5, 4. 5 was excellent, 1 was bad. So I mean, it seems that they enjoyed this. To see it better, if you look at the ratings we achieve, we can see that we are quite few, but good, excellent. The majority was good, at least fair. Just one bad in ice ski 2, and Barclay are really strange because they are a subjective sequence. People put the camera in front and goes down. So maybe in general can be annoying even if you watch this. And people complain about you, okay, I got a headache at the end because you were moving so fast. So it was particular kind of sequence we wanted to put to test also the feasibility in this kind of sequence. Looking better in this, so sorting the percentage of good or better and poor or worst, we can see that here it's easy that mainly people say that the addiction on the effects is improving the view. So, I mean, it's already good, we go better. So this is one kind of result in percentage. They said, okay, maybe we are doing good. Maybe the multi-sensorial is something that people like. What about the survey results? 80%, 85% of the participants agree the sensorial effects improve the sensor reality, which is a good for us. 10% are natural opinion. 5% they said, okay, no, this is nothing better than what we have. Maybe they like to watch, to hear, and for them, it's enough. 67.5% of the participants were not distracted by the sensory effect. So they're not annoying. We're looking at and we can follow, it's not distracting us. Less than 20% are neutral opinion, and 50% were distracted. 80% of the participants enjoyed the multisensorial media. 12.5% on neutral opinion, only 7.5% did not enjoy the experience. They said, okay, no, I would prefer not to have it. 70% of the participants judged appropriate the timing of the sensory effect. So the work we done manually, it was okay. Maybe now we should think about maybe how to automatically extract and do it in production phase. But the way we did, it was appropriate. Concerning the impact of sensory effect, the results show that they are different from a video category to another video category. I mean, the experiments indicate that additional light effects are more pleasant where they are for the eyes with nature and sport videos than with action videos. Maybe because in the action there is also a change from black and white lights, and this could strain the eye. In the nature there are action, but in fact normally you follow, on the sport you follow a clear picture of what is the light color. The majority of the participants consider the airflow and vibration effects improve the sense of reality. And they are enjoyable at the end. They can say, okay, they don't bother me, it's enjoyable. But what are the challenges I had in this? There are a lot of questions. When we analyze the result and we read this survey, we realize there are something that really should be investigated. For example, individual comments of the participants were concerned about the vibration delivered. Because as you say, they had a smartphone, they could do with the smartphone whatever they want. They have the smartphone on the sofa, they will sit, they'll say, okay, or put it in your pocket, or leave it beside you, or put it in your hand. And depending on what it was the position, the result changes. So as Papi Crum said, we should investigate the perception, the effect of mental, neurological effect. What you want, what is the technology is suitable, where we should, the good position to put it. This is something that could be investigated. Also, the constant vibration of the smartphone was a problem. We had a low, average level smartphone. We use for the lights an iPhone, to Android for the fairness for the sofa. And the implementation was a constant vibration. The constant vibration could be sometimes not realistic. But now, in the new smartphone, or top level, there is a possibility also to change what's the vibration. There could be also another way. Okay, it's a deeper resolution. Going down and see how the vibration was good. In one of the sequences, it was a rally. It was inside, the guy pushing with the gas, and the vibration was with the noise of the engine. If it's constant, it's not good, because it's not realistic. Maybe we can make more realistic. But there are a lot of challenges, a lot of research we can do, especially in the perception. So we should work with psychologists also, and we should open our view and not be only technical to solve synchronization problem, and to see also what is the audience needs to be implemented. Also, it has to be taken into account that we implement a system that works in a smart home, but it cannot be suitable for everything. I mean, we realize also, for example, that the RGB light were behind the screen, and the distance imposed by the recommendation of the sofa was too close to really see what was the enhancement. So maybe in this case, also the recommendation should change the distance to see the perception, because people want to put the sofa and watch TV. It doesn't and enjoy the experience. If you are too close, it's pointless. But maybe we should also investigate this, the P910 and 911 about this. Also the AC fan on the sofa. In high dynamic video, especially with subjective test, one expects really high airflow, and the power of the AC is not so strong. So maybe it's not suitable for really subjective video. But for TV, normally we don't have subjective video. Or maybe when you watch for Formula 1 or race, sometimes you can switch and this. But normally when you watch a scene, or you're walking on the beach, you can feel the breeze. This could be the case. No, you're going without a helmet or 300 with your moto, maybe it's not suitable for this. It depends also on the content we want to show. So there are many things has to be investigated. Thank you very much for